You can keep both eyes open. So when you bring it up, just relax, take a deep breath, and then kind of exhale as you squeeze the trigger. Are you ready?
Yeah!
Nice.
You never missed, McAdoo. McAdoo, you've shot, I guess, a shotgun one time when you were checking out Central Texas Gun Works, but this is your first time shooting a rifle, second time shooting, period. Is it that big a deal?
It was like cuddling a little baby bunny on my shoulder. It's like snuggly bunny.
Was it fun?
It was pretty fun. It's kind of exhilarating.
Because you were a little nervous coming out here, a little gun phobic.
Very nervous.
Have you been converted?
I need to test out a few more.
So you still don't know if you like guns?
I like guns. I just need to know what kind of gun is the right gun for me.
We're going to let you shoot a .223 in a minute. That is what Joe Biden says women shouldn't get. It is the perfect gun for a woman.
You know, guess what? A shotgun will keep you a lot safer. A double-barrel shotgun than the assault weapons in somebody's hands who doesn't know how to use it, even one who does know how to use it. You know, it's harder to use an assault weapon and hit something than it is a shotgun, okay?
So we're going to have you shoot that. We're going to do some other stuff, and we're going to blow a television up later.
Fantastic.
All right, good.
Have you ever shot a pistol before?
Yes.
Okay, so you know you put this dot in between these dots and put all three of them on the target. Now if you look down this sight, you can see how you can see right down the sights. This one, the suppressor covers it up, but it still serves its purpose because you can still overlap them over the target. It just takes a little getting used to. I'm going to load it up for you, and then
chamber around. There you go.
There you go. There you go. Go ahead.
Again. You shot a little to the right. Yeah.
Woo! Had a little bit of a kick. Might need to work on my upper body strength a little bit. Be able to handle that machine. But I like it with the silencer. I feel kind of like a gangster, like a mobster. You know, like I should be a
hitman.
Yeah.
But does it sound like it does in the movies? It doesn't make that chirping. It's not silent.
Yeah. No, it's definitely
it sounds
not.
like a loud air rifle is what it sounds like.
You definitely still hear that in a hotel or something.
All right.
The movies lie to us once again.
On your mark. Set. Go.
Weldon and I literally tried to hit that half-pound charge for an hour.
We've been trying to shoot that half-pound charge all day, Leanne, and you come out here and shoot from the hip. Boom!
Like a Mac do.
That's America.
Mark!
Sorry, Gloria Steinem. The women are getting the guns.
Okay, you ready?
Do it. Ready?
Donner got it. Holy hell! That's what's happening to dinosaur media as we fire bullets of truth into their sack of rotting lies. Yeah! 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 Freedom! The Republic! Human liberty!
What do you think about the FBI?
vaccine meant to counter HIV may actually increase the chances of contracting the disease. A new study shows that recipients of an experimental vaccine manufactured by Merck using a genetically modified adenovirus actually increase their risk of contracting HIV infection. Researchers randomly assigned 800 uninfected sexually active adults around South Africa with either the vaccine or a placebo. The results showed those receiving the vaccine had a 70% increased risk of contracting HIV versus those given the placebo. Now with this new discovery, the vaccine-enhanced risk of acquiring HIV-1 clearly shows that the cure offered from an HIV vaccine might actually be worse than doing nothing at all. And this is also the case for the Gardasil vaccine. It's been shown that vaccinating young girls with Gardasil may actually increase their risk of contracting cervical cancer. With the recent resurgence of measles, whooping cough, and varicella in highly immunized populations, research like this speaks to fundamental flaws in vaccine-centric healthcare. Children receive nearly 50 vaccines by the time they are 6 years old. 26 of those are administered by their first birthday, potentially compromising the brain and immune system at a critical developmental stage. Instead of epidemics of measles and polio, now we have epidemics of chronic autoimmune and neurological disease. Co-founder and president of the National Vaccine Information Center, Barbara Lowe Fisher, says that in the last 20 years, rates of asthma and attention deficit disorder have doubled. Diabetes and learning disabilities have tripled. Chronic arthritis now affects nearly 1 in 5 Americans, and in many states, autism has increased by 300% or more. And the assumption that these mass vaccination policies are playing no role is not only unscientific, it's dangerous. With so many unanswered questions about the safety and necessity of giving so many vaccines to children, the right to informed consent to vaccination takes on even greater legal and ethical significance. The issue of informed consent transcends medicine. What about the constitutional concept of individual freedom? If they can now tag, track you down, and force you to be injected with a biological agent of unknown toxicity today, what sort of other individual freedoms can they take away from you in the name of the greater good tomorrow?
Introducing the first proprietary oxygen-based intestinal cleanser, OxyPowder, backed by real FDA-approved phase 1, 2, and 3 clinical trials. People are suffering from all kinds of digestive issues these days. All the toxins from the air, the food, the water, ultimately ends up in the gut or affects the gut. My main focus was to come up with a remedy for this, something that's safe and effective that anyone can take on a regular basis to keep their intestinal lining clean. My recommendation is to clean your intestines at least 2 to 3 times a week to prevent the toxic buildup from going into your bloodstream. Take your health into your own hands and start cleansing your body today with OxyPowder. Secure your OxyPowder today at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
And we're live. It is 7:24 and 55 seconds Central Standard Time. Leanne McAdoo, David Knight, Jakari Jackson in there tracking the latest numbers. I want to get Jakari back on the chair and get his take on the Second Amendment. I mean, this is really a referendum against the attack on guns, I think, more than anything. That last symbol of freedom, that bitter clinger thing they're trying to take away from us and complete our journey into modern serfdom, modern slavery. And then we're going to go to Jakari Jackson's piece with James O'Keefe of the Veritas Project, who's the model of real activist journalism, showing the power of the people taking action. But before we go any further, Leanne, what did you think about going out and shooting the 223, 44? What'd you think about it?
It was a lot of fun. I mean, that was all it took, was just to spend an extended amount of time with big guns, not worried about if what I'm going to hit. Actually shooting at bowling pins and fox boxes and, you know, televisions. It was a lot of fun. The guns were a little heavy. So, you know, that kind of, as the day went on, it was a little harder. And everyone's like, just go for it. I mean, all you guys are all working out. And I was like, I can't do it. So got the tripod.
So you don't want to go with something, you want to go with a 50 caliber rifle?
All the time.
You just want to carry that around with you?
Just two of them, like the centerfold. No, well, it's funny because Joe Biden, I mean, you saw the first time when I went out and shot with Cargill, and he was just so certain to let women know, you don't want an assault rifle, you want a shotgun.
And by the way,
the complete opposite.
They did a great job putting this out, making it quick, but I wanted the clip in here where Biden says you don't want a shotgun. It shows women being blown back by it. We could even put the clip of you instead of a 223. They don't want 223s because they're such precision, no kick. Everybody can use them. It's the NATO battle rifle. I mean, they are really upset about the proliferation of this weapon.
Right, and the assault rifle that I shot there with Cargill, I'm not sure, you know, what the make model, but it was very light, and it was.
There you are, holding 250s.
Yeah, that is.
Was that easy to hold up?
Extremist.
And there's some automobiles there in the background. You know, Alex, when I was looking at this, the thing I was thinking about was how, in the not too distant future,
I was thinking I want that black one right there.
I think in the not too distant future, it's going to be a rare experience for most people not to go shooting with some exotic guns, but it's going to be a rare experience for them to drive a car. We're going to lose that freedom. We don't even have the equivalent of a Second Amendment to protect our right to move around. We don't have anything explicitly prohibiting the government.
You're right.
They ignore that, but that's the next element of control.
Wow.
And right now, we have virtually everybody has a car. They drive. They know what it's like. They know that it's a risky business. They know that any given day, you could get injured, you could die.
But see, that's the nanny state. Ban dodgeball, ban everything. Now they're saying robots will drive your car. That gives the globalists pure control. We're building a world where we don't know how to do anything, where we're worthless. They're making us worthless before they bring in the eugenics and kill us.
Right.
It never occurred to anybody 100 years ago, for example, to say, of course, guns can be dangerous. But it never occurred to them that they're going to try to completely ban all guns because some people may get injured with it, or because some people may deliberately go out and try to hurt some people. I mean, their response to it 100 years ago would have been the same that we have. That is, you protect yourself against bad people with a gun.
Well, crime rate 100 years ago on record was much lower than it is now. My dad used to bring his shotgun or rifle to school when he was going hunting at a friend's house. They just walk in with guns. And we went to a pretty big high school in a rural area. New York, until just about a decade ago, had shooting at high schools there in basements. You know, they had shooting ranges. So this is a domestication process.
Absolutely. I think the same thing is going to happen to automobiles. They're going to make them prohibitively expensive for people, just as they've done with guns.
They've said that's the plan.
Oh, yeah. You've got to go through all the licensing procedures and everything. It is so easy for them to do this with automobiles because they have the entire infrastructure there now where they can go in and monitor every aspect of your driving and charge you accordingly, whether it's the insurance company or whether it's the police department.
And the boxes have already magically been put in the cars.
Yes.
And Time Magazine saying it's time to get rid of drivers. You went out and talked to Austinites. The majority of them are ready to have their cars taken.
They were so excited. They were like, I don't even have to think for myself.
I want to jump in a wood chipper.
Well, you know, they don't want to have any responsibility over their life, and they want to just sit there in an enclosed little tiny living room and play with Facebook and Twitter and not have to pay any attention to anything that they're doing.
They
would give up their freedom.
Reality.
We look at it and we understand that it's a very important aspect of controlling the government. But all of these light rail initiatives that are on the ballot here in Austin, there's one in Clearwater, they're all over the country putting in these light rail initiatives. Those things are going to be obsolete, even if they pass. Those light rail systems, those bus systems are going to be obsolete before they can even get the light rail system.
Oh, they're all boondoggles of select inside interest. Great point. You're going to be coming back later, both of you hosting, so am I. We've got a bunch of other co-hosts coming in here to break things down as well. But I want to go back to Jakari Jackson right now to get his take.